A winning day. We're going to take it. Yesterday, a 2-1 day, very close to a sweep. Today, we're hoping that we can run it back again as we have great NBA games on as well as college basketball action. You guys know we're going to talk it all today. This is the Free 3. Let's get into it and let's have a day.
I love it, Noble. I also love your YouTube videos. I watched them while I was gone. That was fire.
But getting paid because yesterday we had a full sweep. Mike going under, that was just icing on the cake. Why are we going to go in such a weak AFC South? Unless we have the NBA Blowout Association.
Bang! Knicks take a 1-point lead with 13 seconds.
When you hear the sirens, you know what that means.
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings.
Good morning, my friends. It is your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we just try to get to the bag together and make that money. On this Wednesday, February the 26th, our goal is to keep running it up, and I think we are turning the ship around. It's been a rough start to the month of February here on the channel, but I think over the last few days, we've been finding our rhythm. We've been kind of taking steps back. We've been doing things differently, and I think NBA has actually helped us out a little bit because we're kind of getting our feet wet back over there. Now the players are playing with a little bit of some meaning. We got trade revenge games like we saw yesterday with Luka and the Mavs. And then we also got guys trying to get playoff position, college basketball. We've got teams fighting for conference tournament position. So a lot of great things that are going on in the sports world here. So hopefully we can keep the momentum going here on the channel, as yesterday we were able to go 2-1. Can't beat that. So on today's video, I'm going to break down real quickly how we did yesterday, how we're also tracking our picks starting next month in March, and then also we're going to be breaking down our 3 best bets of the day. I've got 2 college basketball plays and 1 player prop, all right? So let's break down yesterday's games real fast, how we did. All of our plays are tracked in the Action Network. So we actually went 4-3 officially on the day, but it was really 2-1. So if we look at it real quickly, we could see how we did. First, Luka under 31.5 points, rebounds, and assists. You can see that was our first bet. I'm not gonna lie, I was sweating it out in the first quarter when he had like 7 points, but we were able to get that done with only 19. Illinois first half minus 5.5. You can see they were winning 37-30. We're gonna take it. We cashed in on that, and our only miss on the day, De'Aaron Fox. We said 5 rebounds. I bumped it up to 6 to get plus 105. We end up missing on it. He's only grabbed 3, but hey, that was our plus 100 bet of the day. So really not a bad day as we were able to win back a little bit of juice. I added a few extra plays, and this is why you guys need to be following me on the Action Network at Noble Living, because I will add some additional plays, and this is what I'm going to start doing. So I'm going to start keeping 2 separate records, one for solely the Free 3, and then the record that you're going to see on Action here is just going to be all types of added plays, leans, tails, everything. So you guys are going to see some added, like I'm going to be dropping maybe like 6 to 10 plays on there, and it's just because I want to test out different things. I want to keep track of my records, and I like tailing guys as well. So yesterday I tailed 2 of my favorite guys to tail. I tailed Adams, Whalers, and he gave me Desmond Bane over 18.5 points. We got that done. And then over late night, no, what was my other tail bet? Okay, my other tail bet was this one right here. Sorry, I couldn't get it all in one screenshot. Was the over and Baylor and Cincinnati. So really, I'm doing 2 types of tails right now. I'm doing a tail for like an individual handicapper, and I'm changing up the handicapper based on, but I have my list of guys I'm following. And then I'm doing one where I'm tailing a pick from Doing Sports from their best bets tab or from their arbitrage tab. So yesterday, one of their best bets was the over 136.5. You can see I gave you guys the numbers. Well, we had a free throw with 2.5 seconds left, and he missed it, and we lost on the hook. So that was right there. We could have cashed in on that one. We added a bankroll builder, Pittsburgh and Iowa State fold, and then our only other win of the day was UNLV, and this was a personal pick that I added later on. So you can see that I'm going to start giving you guys a little bit of extra clarity on some of the picks on Action Network, so you'll know if I'm tailing it, if I have a breakdown as to why I'm adding it to the slip, or if it's just the Free 3 best bet. All right, guys? So So just kind of wanted to throw that in there real quickly, how we're going to start tracking the plays here on the channel moving into next month, and then also kind of moving forward. So this way there's no confusion. We got the free 3 plays, and then we also may have a few added ones as we get some more information, injury news, things of that nature. All right. So for today's picks, let's go to the college basketball board real fast, and let's take a look at some of the matchups that we have. Some great games that we do have on the board today for a Wednesday. Typically you get a lot of mid-majors on Wednesdays, but today we're actually seeing a few kind of Power 5 schools playing. Georgetown and UConn. The game of the day will probably be Michigan State and Maryland. I'm excited to watch that game. Dayton has still a lot to play for against Rhode Island. Ole Miss, Auburn, a lot of good games to choose from. But the first game that I'm going to go to today is, because I scrolled down here and I was looking through the board, one thing I like to do is I like to see where the line has opened at, and I like to see where it's at currently. And one of the things that I do is sometimes I catch a falling knife. As you can see, there's a lot of money being pumped in on UCF here at -5.5, and I have to disagree. At 2.5, okay, I can see UCF winning this game by maybe 1 bucket. But at 5.5, I have to take K-State here, and I'm taking K-State plus 5.5 to win 1 unit. Now, the reason why I like Kansas State is because we talked about them several times here on the channel thus far. This is a team that is on the bubble. Jerome Tang, he's a great head coach, but this has not been the season that we're used to seeing from Kansas State, and as a result, they're under 500, but because they're in a very competitive Big 12 conference, they still have the chance to make the NCAA tournament. And when they went on this streak in the middle of the season where they beat West Virginia, Iowa State, Kansas, Arizona, this was like, things were like, okay, hold on one second. Kansas State might be legit. Now, I faded them against Arizona and I lost. And I took them again and faded them against BYU and I won. And I told you that this Kansas State team is a little bit of a fraud. And I still believe in that when you're getting 2.5 points against Arizona, or when you're getting a pick'em against Kansas at home. But where they are now, they've dropped 3 straight games, BYU, Utah, and Arizona State. My people on the YouTube can see this. And now they travel on the road to UCF. And losing at home to Arizona State is tough. After you just drop back-to-back road games again against BYU and Utah, and now you're really in a must-win out type of situation. You've got UCF, you've got Colorado, and now with Cincinnati's win against Baylor, if you're able to beat Cincinnati on the road or pick up a home win against Iowa State, and seeing how Iowa State lost to Oklahoma State yesterday, it means that they're susceptible. You still have a shot if you're K-State, not to mention the Big 12 tournament. You got to win this game, and picking up a very big quad, I think this would be a quad 2 win, maybe a quad 1 win, because UCF is 77th on KenPom. It might be a quad 1 win, at the very least a quad 2 team win. If you're able to pick that win up on the road, that helps boost the resume. Now, you're giving me 5.5, and the big thing that I'm looking at here from a stat perspective, 84th in offensive efficiency. They're not the best offensively, in all honesty, but their strength is their defense. 56th in defensive efficiency, 99th in turnover percentage, and when you look at UCF, they struggle defensively. 117th in defense, and then when you scroll down a little bit more, you can see that they do not defend the glass well from the offensive rebound perspective, and this is a team that was in the midst of a losing streak themselves. They lost 7 straight games before picking up a home win against Utah last game. If they don't beat Utah, are we getting 5.5 points, or is this a pick'em? I don't know, but I'm taking K-State plus 5.5. They still have something to play for. Don't overthink it. We're locking that in for first best bet of the day. Second pick of the day. Oh, I just revealed it. I was going to mention that it is a pick that, I'm not going to lie, you might not be favorite. It might not be your favorite bet, but there's not many chances I get to take my favorite college basketball team, that's Syracuse. Now, obviously, they're not the same Syracuse team with no Jim Boeheim there. And at 11-16 this season, there have not been many chances to bet on Syracuse. But with North Carolina State on the road, this is one of those games where if you're Syracuse, you don't get many opportunities to win at this point in the season. So let's be honest, right? And when you don't get a lot of chances to win in a very competitive ACC conference, what better chance for you to grab a win against low-hanging fruit like NC State? And this is the classic letdown spot for NC State, because if we can see here on the screen, they just beat Wake Forest at home 85-73. They were 3.5-point underdogs in that game. Nobody was expecting them to win that game. I wasn't expecting them to win that game. But before that, lose on the road to UNC. Okay, you win at home against Boston College, but you were 9-point favorites, so you don't even cover the spread there. You lose to Louisville at home. You lose to Stanford on the road, although you cover. That's just your last 5. Meanwhile, Syracuse, they lose their last game to Pittsburgh on the road, but they lose to North Carolina only by 6 points at home. They cover the 9.5-point spread that they were underdogs at. They lose to Miami. Nobody was expecting them to win, but they beat Boston College and they get smacked by Duke. So not a whole lot to go off of here, but I do like the fact that you beat Boston College at home, you cover the number against UNC at home, and now you're facing a team that you're evenly matched up against. And you can see against the number, North Carolina State's been one of the worst teams in all college basketball. They're 9-17 on the year. They're 2-6 against the number on the road. And if you look at their road numbers in a little bit more thorough detail, you can see on the road, they have struggled heavily. North Carolina State, hold on, NC. I'm trying to pull it up real quick. Okay, here we go. NC State, look at this. They're 4-12 in conference. Road loss to North Carolina. Road loss to Stanford. Road loss to California. Road loss to Duke. Road loss to Virginia Tech. Road loss to Wake Forest. Road loss to Kansas. I don't think they've won a single road game all year. What are we talking about here? If we look at the offensive numbers, the defensive numbers, they're going to be very evenly matched up with Syracuse here, 121-170. And if we go to NC State, 131-113. Syracuse at home, don't overthink it. We don't get a lot of chances against Syracuse this season, but I'm taking them on the money line, -110 odds. That is our second best bet of the day. NC State, you just beat Wake Forest. Nobody's expecting you to win. In-state rivalry, I get it. But now you got to go to Syracuse to play. Syracuse offensive rebounding advantage. I'm taking them. Third and final best bet of the day. Let's go to the NBA card. And that means we got to go to our friends at Doink Sports. You guys know Doink Sports, not sponsored by them, but they are one of the betting tools that I utilize to help me find NBA player props, help me find trends. And one person in one game they've identified today is going to be in this Kings and Jazz matchup. And also shout out to Sports Talk Matt at the Daily Juice on Betting Pros, because he helped bring my attention to this bet as well. And he has DeMar DeRozan over PRAs. If we scroll over here, we can see over the last 10 games, DeMar DeRozan's been averaging 32.19 PRAs. And today his line's at 28.5 against the Jazz. He's gone over this number in 6 of 10 games, and he hooked in his last game. So that would have been 7 of 10. But one of the ones that I'm looking at is not the PRA, even though I do like the PRA line. It's this line right here, and it's the rebound line. You can see his rebounds are only at 3.5, but he's gone over this number 8 of the last 10 games, averaging about 4.5 rebounds per game. He had 7 rebounds last matchup against the Hornets, 4 rebounds against the Warriors, 4 against the Pelicans, 4 against the Pelicans, 7 against the Mavericks, 6 against the Pelicans, 4 against the Blazers, and then 5 against the Wolves. So gone over in 8 of the last 10 games. And then if we look at the defense for the Jazz against starting small forwards, they've let starting small forwards go over this number in 7 of the last 10 games and averaging 5 rebounds per game. Jeremy Grant, 4 rebounds. Dylan Brooks, 9 rebounds. Jalen Williams, 9 rebounds. Norman Powell, who's not much of a rebounder, he still grabbed 3. Hachimura, he got 6 rebounds. Who is this? Kawhi, he got 5 rebounds. So for me, the question is, when you trade De'Aaron Fox, right? Who else helps out on the boards with Sabonis? And now we know Sabonis is going to grab 15 rebounds. He grabbed 28 rebounds the other day. But the day that Sabonis grabbed 28 rebounds is still the day right here where DeRozan grabbed 4 rebounds. You can see right here in the box score that I just pulled up. Oh, this is one that he had 15. So it might have been the one. It might have been this one. 28 rebounds. Malik Monk, 6 rebounds. And you can see DeRozan, 4 rebounds. So they do have Valanciunas to help out at the center position. I get that. But he's not in the starting lineup. Zach LaVine is. And Zach LaVine, he ain't no rebounder. So, and I'm not saying De'Aaron Fox is either, but at least De'Aaron Fox will get it out and go in transition. Zach LaVine plays completely different. So with Keegan Murray normally guarding one of the better wing defender, offensive players, DeRozan is now kind of like that offside power forward guy for the for the Kings. And Levine, like I said, he's no rebounder. So against a Jazz team where we're having a pretty high total, if we go to the game overview here at 236, Kings are 10-point favorites here. I'm expecting a lot of shot attempts. And that means DeRozan should be able to grab some rebounds. Over 3.5 rebounds to me is just way too low of a number for DeMar. And he's a guy that, like I mentioned, if Sabonis grabs 25, there's nothing we could do about that, right? But somebody else is going to have to help out. And when you look at the numbers, I'm trying to plug the bet in right here while I look at this. I want to if you look at if we go back to DeMar real quick, he's averaging, where's DeMar? 20, they're just showing me how much. I want to see exactly how many minutes he's averaging per game, right? From a minutes perspective, he's averaging 35.5 minutes per game, and they didn't play on a back-to-back. They played on the 24th, not the 25th. I like it. It's low number. Just grab a few rebounds, bro, and we're getting a good value at -115. I'm locking that in to win 1 unit. So for today, 3 best bets on this card on the free 3, real simple. DeMar DeRozan, over 3.5 rebounds. Syracuse on the money line. NC State hasn't won a road game all year. And then Kansas State, +5.5. They still have something to play for. And that's what we're going with. More added plays will be dropped throughout the day. Make sure you guys tap into Noble Living at Action Network. And I said I will give you guys a little write-up or let you know if I'm tailing somebody, if that's the case. But we're here to make some money. And I'm feeling good about this card. A lot of good games on today. I'm trying to choose my spots, trying to read the full board, first halves, trying to go with trends, just trying to see what we can cook up. All right, my friends? I appreciate all the love and support that you guys show. Smash that like button and subscribe for me. And if you haven't seen that new video I dropped about the NBA and some changes that should be made, make sure you guys watch it following this video, all right? Appreciate y'all. And as always, let's get to that cheddar, dictate your fate, and I'll see y'all in tomorrow's video. Later, gang.